The National Gallery of Denmark is one of Copenhagen's iconic landmarks. The pompous building style shows the glory of its former time. The current museum building was finished in 1896 and served as a replacement of the former National Gallery at Christiansborg Castle.
The museum, the old building, was built at a time when knowledge and art was thought to be the basis of the society, and it has to be pompous to show the importance of what is inside. So the citizens should feel a little humble standing in front of the building. It's a temple of art, you can say.
A little more than 100 years after the old building was built, an extension was raised in 1998 to get more space inside for the growing collection of both old and contemporary paintings and sculptures. The problem was creating a modern building that would not take too much attention from the original museum, a job that was perfectly solved by Danish architect Anna Maria Indrio.
I think that the architects have done a very fine job, the way the two buildings are put next to each other, because the old building is big, but there isn't so much space in it, so we had to have an extension, and I think we have avoided an unpleasant clash between the two buildings.
The original collection at the National Gallery stems from the Danish king Christian II back in the 15th century to show off his collection to surrounding nations.
The Danish kings wanted to be surrounded by beautiful things, but they also wanted to show their power by being able to show art of international class. So it has a double function. The kings wanted to be able to show the great old masters when they had visitors from abroad.
At that time, the king and the royal family owned the artworks as a personal possession, but this changed in 1848 as the absolute monarchy ceased.
It was an unofficial collection, and when democracy was installed in 1848, it was decided that the collection should not be the king's property, but the property of the people.
Aside from the permanent collection, the National Gallery often has special exhibitions with certain themes, or they borrow art from other museums. This spring, the theme will be flowers. The highlight of the exhibition is a collection of Danish flora, which is almost 300 years old.
It can pick up some hidden paintings like this we have around us here, which has not been exhibited because it was so fragile. So we had to some conservators had to preserve it in order to show it here. And then it's like a treasure we can show you in the special exhibition, but not in the permanent collection because it will be damaged. So only for a shorter period, and that's the reason why we make special exhibitions. Maybe it could be an artist that we have some in-loans from other museums, so it's just for a shorter period that we can focus on exactly this theme.
To many people, the flower paintings are somewhat cliché and old-fashioned. People see it everywhere, every day, but for the organizers, the collection shows much more than what it appears to look like.
I think that a flower or some nature can always wake us up. You know, all this trend about mindfulness and so on, it's because we sometimes lack this connection to nature in our very rushy days and working life. So I think that's much more in it than just nice flower paintings. There's a deeper meaning behind.
The collection of Danish art takes the viewer back to a time several hundred years ago. Spectators can get a glimpse of the old Danish culture and way of living that can tell modern people something about the special Danish identity.
We have the greatest collection of Danish art that is in any museum, and many of the works by the Danish artists have a part in establishing a Danish national identity, if you could say so. And so by seeing these works, we hope that people will understand their own identity better.
From being something that could only be seen in the royal chambers, art is for all people to enjoy today. For the Danish National Gallery, Giving the opportunity to learn about the common history and get new inspiration in daily life is the most important objective and the most important purpose of the museum.
We want to share all the wonderful works of art with as many people as possible. We believe that seeing art and contemplating what you see in the works of art gives you a richer life. And we try to present the art in a way that will make people want to come several times and have a look at what is here.